All right, so I think we are live and recording. So Kathleen, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate you taking the time to share your experiences as a private mortgage lender.
Okay, I'm glad to be here with you.
Well, so let's just talk about share with people who are viewing this. How did you get started in becoming a private lender?
My case might be a little unusual. First of all, a little background. My husband had passed away about, it's been almost 4 years coming up in January. And he left me with an IRA, and it wasn't doing too well. It was like stagnant. And I thought, this is not good. And then the fees on top of it with the institution was very high. And I thought, this isn't going anywhere, and I've got to make it last.
Mhm.
So I ended up sharing that story with my good friends, who you personally know. And they've been doing business with you for what, 20 plus years.
Mhm.
And
Almost.
I told them that the stock market wasn't treating me real well with this investment. So they said, well, if you'd like for us to share, we'll share our story, which they did. And it got me interested. So I bought your book.
Mhm.
I got out of the stock market and got a self-directed IRA. And here I am.
Well, and I did remember that from a few years ago, but it's been a while since I heard that, and I need to commend you too for taking action, because there is so much money. There is literally billions of dollars in self-directed IRAs it's just sitting, that people, they don't have it deployed. A lot of them probably have, and I know this to be true, had it invested in the stock market. Things go bad, people pull
Mhm.
out of the stock market. Whether or not they should or shouldn't just leave them for the long run is debatable, but a lot of people pull it out and then they don't do anything else with it, and it just sits there collecting fees. So, kudos to you for taking action,
Yes,
seeking out other ways, and taking action on, which I think you made the best choice with
I
what.
do too.
So tell people, like, looking back, kind of what were your early experiences? I know that you had a mentor, so to speak, to help and guide you along the way, which I think everyone should try to, find someone to help and guide them and look over their shoulders rather than just dealing with the borrower like that.
Right.
And so just talk about your early experiences, because it may have still been a little bit scary. I don't.
It was. It was. But now I knew I wanted to do this. That was the first thing I need to say. And I didn't know what to expect. So the first time around, my mentor did share with me what to look for in the paperwork. I think that's what I was more concerned about.
Yeah.
What's this paperwork?
Yeah.
And, but she said, it's not scary. And she walked me through what to look for. And once she did that, and I did that a few times, and she started cutting me loose to do it on my own.
Yeah.
You have a great team of people. It
Thank
didn't matter how silly a question was in my eyes. Um, Everybody was helpful and still is today.
Yeah.
Anything I need, and it's quick response.
Yeah.
And that
Thank,
includes you included.
thank you. And it's so important, right? It's so important to have someone else looking over your shoulders to protect your interests that is not the borrower. Um, I'm a trustworthy guy. I know this, people invest with me, but that being said, it's still best to always validate things, because I can't tell you how many stories I've heard, horror stories
Hmm.
of lenders investing with someone that they trusted. And it's not always that that borrower was there's times when they are trying to, there's just nefarious things going on. Uh,
Mhm.
but a lot of times it's not. It's just investors that are new to the business, not sure what they're doing, and that lender may also be new, and that's really a bad combination. If it's a new lender and a new investor, there's just not enough experience there. So I encourage everyone, new or experienced, if you're a lender, you can feel great about your borrower. They can be the
Mhm.
most trustworthy person in the world. Have someone look over your side of things just to make sure. It's always the best thing. So I think that really, really is important for everyone watching this. And you may say, or people watching this may say, well, I don't know who to call. Real estate attorney, a title company
Mhm.
attorney. There's a lot of people out there that can
Sure.
definitely help you just to make sure everything is on the up and up. So that was a great start. And so we've done, I don't know how many loans since then. Uh,
Several. I think right now I currently have about 9 with you.
you have 9 right now. Okay. So you've done a good amount of business. So tell me, what do you like compared to stock market? Like what
No,
do you love?
I sleep better at night for one thing.
Mhm.
The stock market kept me on a roller coaster ride. And at my age, I don't need that. So I need just some comfort and peace. And
Yeah.
I don't know, this provided it for me.
Yeah.
And I don't, I can't, I'm so thankful that I am where I am today with you. And
Don't you, this is something I talk about too a lot when I teach other investors how to raise money and do deals and things like that. And I always tell them, like, to me, like a big thing, I think a big part of it is not just the return, the safety, but it's also kind of the story, you know,
mhm,
like, does it make you feel better that rather than your money being in whatever stock, doing whatever on Wall Street, that it's going here, Logan, you and I live in,
mhm.
close proximity, that it's going in our own backyard, so to speak? How does that
But,
make a
well, yes, because, when I would go have a meeting with the investor, that I was using at the time, he would always tell me, I've got control over this. I'll make sure everything's okay. And that wasn't good enough for me because I had the numbers and the figures I'm looking at. I had the last few years that my husband, had, and really when COVID hit, that was a big struggle.
Mhm,
So we just never really got back.
mhm,
And I thought that was scary to me.
mhm.
And anyway, so when I found this, I thought I've got to try it.
Yeah,
So, and it's been the best thing I've ever done financially, emotionally, and I don't have those fears and worries like I had.
mhm,
So it's a big comfort.
yeah.
And so I'm glad to be here.
Well, so all that being said, and I absolutely love it. Because there's going to be people watching this that are maybe in a similar situation when they've got money either in the stock market or they've got money just sitting, not working, not being deployed. What advice or what wisdom would you give to someone who's just getting started?
Well, to take a look at let me just share this with you too. There was one thing that really hit home with me when I was reading your book. And it was about, I think it was in your opening forward address. There was a quote at the top about for baby boomers that
Mhm,
the stock market, baby boomers thought that was the safe haven to grow their money and have a great retirement. And that's just not the case. And
mhm.
that's me they're talking about.
Yeah.
Um, So I think an exploration of learning about private lending would be great for anybody to explore.
Mhm.
And I can tell them personally that it's been great for me. I'm a widow, and I just, I don't worry anymore about money.
That's great.
So that's a big comfort.
You can't put a value on peace of mind.
No,
Right.
you can't.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Kathleen, thank you so much for coming on, sharing your experience. I think this is going to be incredibly helpful and valuable to people watching, just getting started. And so thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Brant.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Kathleen. All right. Well, you did great. You're a pro.